Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to your country boy, P-Farm. Thinking right out here in the lab, in the book, doing what I do for you. Woo! I got a nice lesson for you today. I did this lesson a few years ago. I'm looking at it now saying, oh, it's going to be a lot better now. Why? I'm a lot smarter now. I was giving this one when I was learning it. Now that I know it, it's going to be fun. Let's go. It's starting to get fun for me. See, I put my teaching hat on. Okay. Remember back in school, they would make you put the KKK hat on, the dunce hat? This is the teacher's hat. I'm not dumb. I'm teaching. Let's go. Radism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get that together. I'll ask you the question. Do you know you? You will when I'm through. That's what I do. Oh, I lost train of thought. Oh, man. Okay, it's rhetorical. Wow. It's rhetorical, but if you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. Let's go. Know thyself. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not, is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not, and knows that they know not, simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to my yacht, be true. This is the map of Africa condensed to show you the northeast corner quadrant of Africa is where Kemet. You see what that, all those arrows that you see pointing, they're pointing outward from Kemet. Meaning everything that you know, everything you get, you know where it comes from. That's all. You see the big name right here? What does it say? Yeah, Maya. That was the philosophy, the religion concept of choice for the people out of Africa in that area. How about that? And we got, it's called, right thinkers, let's talk about the spread of mythology and philosophy out of Kemet. I'll just show you the map. Show you. I'm gonna give you a little quick rundown, and the basic ones we're gonna talk about is gonna be the Dogon tribe, the Yoruba tribe, the Zulu, and I think a tribe called the Fon, F-O-N. We're gonna get into their philosophy and mythology, and they all have a common thread. Maya. This one give you a heads up. All right, let's go. I'm not going to go through all that because I navigated this lesson a while ago. I'm just going to run through it. From the first point, you see arrow going up. You got Greek philosophy, Hermetics, Rosicrucians. Okay? Next one, you got Sufi, Islam. Then you got the Essenes, Jesus boys, okay? The Gnostics. You got the Jews, the Kabbalah. You got Hinduism. You got Buddhism. You got Taoism. Then you got Shin. The Japan, Tao is China, the Shinto is Japan, and then you got Asia. All of them was educated from Kemet. Okay, moving on. Then over here, you even got Santeria and the Americas. Nobody didn't get missed from the knowledge from Kemet. How about that? All right, so I just showed you that to make my point. Everybody had a goal, and all their goals were to get the God oneness. I was going to skip by this because I got a nice lesson called Oneness. I was going to do that and just skip this. No, I think this is good information. So let's go. I'm not in a hurry, but I want to get the information out. So I'm going to give you all I got. From the previous essay, It is possible to understand what that the enduring influence of our ancient Ethiopian Egyptian religion that we call Maya or philosophy, though it may not be possible to pinpoint every single historical event which traces the movements of the philosophy, but they all have one in common: oneness. Throughout the world, it is possible to determine and correlate the various concurrent themes, similarities, and likeness of each system to derive a basis of mythological and philosophical unity. They all had a story, they all had a concept, and they all was to get you to get to God. Oneness. Okay, I won't go right to that, but this is more, I think this is going to be a good one. Excuse me. We were just dealing with religion. I just gave you a nice little thing about religion. This is a good follow-up for that. Okay, we all have what they call a religion, but we saw it as mythological philosophy, a story to make a point, to teach you something that's hard to be taught. They break it down. That's what philosophy is all about. Let's go. So now, through the study of history, a new picture emerges in the reference to our understanding of our religions and the meaning of our existence. The purpose of religion is to give you that meaning, to teach you, to help you out. That's what Mayat did for thousands of years. Worked like a charm. But they wanted something new. Moving on. Regardless of their origins, don't make a difference where it comes from. Mars, Africa, Ceres, don't make a difference, etc. It is possible to view our own religious origins and religious needs with a sense of commonality. I don't have to follow your religious concept. I just have to respect it, and I don't have a problem with that. Just like I do yours, you respect mine. We won't have a problem. There is no problem when there's respect. I tell everybody a quick lesson. I'd rather you respect me than love me. No, man, damn the love. No, respect. Why? We treat people who we respect a little different. We mess over the people we love. Just a little quick little tidbit there. I do a little therapy work every now and then. Just drop a little jewel for you. Think about it. I ain't here to argue, debate. I'm here to teach. All right? So, all of them have a sense of commonality. That thread them seem like, they all alike as members of a single race. Which race? The human race, as the white lady said. They but one race. The human race. I love that. And this is going to play out for you. Watch this. Which goes beyond any regional differences, Pentecostal, Holy Road, all that. Y'all all claim to be Christian. Be Christian. I don't care. Okay. But you have regional differences which might have caused, you think, changes in the original teachings. Everybody adjusted to them. I ain't got a problem with that. Not at all. I keep it the original. I'm rolling with my yacht. I ain't deviating. Your choice. Again. Now let's talk about right quick. The Zulu, there's 5 of them. 1, 2, no, it's 4, excuse me. I'm going to break down their philosophy, their mythology, and you'll see, as you pay attention, the commonality between all of them. That's what I'm trying to get you to. At about the same time when the Sphinx was constructed. Well, when the Sphinx was constructed, according to the zodiac sign, the astrological zodiac, it was built in 500 BCE. Okay? They said the construction here, 50,000 BCE to 10,000 BCE. That's all undocumented information. It's all mostly Medjugorje. So nobody can read it except those who fluent in it. So it's really information that he don't know about. Remember that. Okay. He don't start getting involved into 3000 BCE, and he's enamored with the Babylonians and the Sumerians who had 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 years ago. We go past that. So I'm not impressed with them either. But you can be, that's right. All right, let's go. So remember, Northeast Africa, Ethiopia, Egypt was an abundant, lush green forest. It's the desert. It is now, but that wasn't what it always was. See? If you study your history, you can learn a few things that's not now. That's what they got history for, to enlighten you. So you get a different perspective. All right? It was a lush rainforest in which many people lived for thousands of years. Now it's the Sahara Desert, was only in its beginning stages, okay, of its formation. It was just starting out, like that's holding your sock. It starts out a little, all of a sudden, it started, okay? That's the concept. Now, as time passed, that little hole is all desert now. The forest is gone. The lush green, all that's gone. So, conceptually, get the picture. Now, as time passed, climatic, there you go, nature, you're going to do a man, nature change became more pronounced and leading to what? The new formation and expansion of what now we call the Sahara Desert. It was a little spot, now it's all that, okay? As the annual rainfall, annual, it used to rain in Egypt back in the day. As the annual rainfall became what? Less reduced with each passing year, the desert started getting bigger, the green lush forest started getting smaller. Nature took over and did what nature did. And you had a millennium. Many civilized groups and tribes found it necessary to have to what? Leave the North Central Africa area, Sahara, in order to what? Survive. They couldn't grow plants, they had to pack up and leave, so to speak, haul ass. Nature says, hit the hillbillies, get away from here. All right? You don't struck oil, you got money, you don't need to be here. Going up to Hollywood where the rich people is, the rich people. Imagine the hillbillies got ragged on, because they're hillbillies, right? But they were still white. I love the hillbillies, I loved it. Imagine hillbillies being black. You wouldn't, for that time in the 60s, late, early, no, it wasn't happening. They would rather a redneck hillbilly become rich than a black man, you feel me? So you can't even imagine how it would have been. You see how they got treated. And the only reason they got the pass is they had the two things that this capitalistic world is made of. Money and the complexion for protection. They was one of them. Even though they was, white trash, trying to trade. They listen, white people rag on each other. They call them low life, niggas, whatever. But they had their culture. That's part of the culture. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And when they said, what? Yeah, move away from here. What? To say California, the place you ought to be. When they loaded the truck, they went on over to Beverly. Nature said, yo, y'all can't stay here. They loaded the truck and they became what? They went up to the top of hills. And now the two groups were become the Zulu and the Dogon tribe. Okay? They left. Let's start with the Zulu first. The Zulu culture currently lived in the south part of the continent, now referred to as Africa, but stories of their origins, where they come from, have survived in their mythology, their own stories. I hate when somebody gonna tell you about you. You can't tell me jack about me. In their mythologies, one Zulu tradition claims that they originated, you ready, in the stars and arrived here on Earth. They didn't know nothing about no astronauts. They didn't know nothing about that, but this is their mythology. I'm just giving it to you. And after living on the planet Mars, the move to Earth was needed. Again, some people move because they want to. Some people move because they have to. Okay? And obviously they had to move. And what's this? So they moved to Earth. The hillbillies on it. Okay. Moved to hell. So there was a war. Where? On Mars, which left the planet uninhabitable. Recent evidence have been found by American Viking space program that corroborates this claim. As an educated man, and I think I'm pretty smart, not in no genius, no way, but educated. Some things, my discernment tells me some things just don't make sense. How you gonna corroborate a myth? That's what the Bible do. Y'all want to be making allegorical, mythological, astrological aspects and concepts literal. It don't work. You the literal part of it. You gonna manifest it. It never happened, never had to happen, don't need to happen. You just need to make it happen. Trust, understand. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Stop believing a whole bunch of nonsense and then thinking you got something, ain't got nothing but a bunch of nonsense. Sorry. Corroborating this claim. Again, a claim. And the evidence indicates, watch this, possible kinship ties between the Zulu and the Ethiopian Egyptian. In the late 1970s, the Viking spacecrafts, which were sent to photograph Mars, revealed a complex of pyramids and a giant sphinx face which stares out into space. They still riding that. They're going to make it. They're going to put a square peg in a round hole. They're going to do it. It's going, no, is it that? No, it don't. Calm down. Sorry about that. All right. But that's their story, and obviously they're sticking with it. The Dogon, okay, that's the Zulu. Remember Shaka Zulu? That was their mythology. They really existed. They had mythology that they followed. Again, the Dogons. They knew about the star Sirius before we even got telescopes to find that. I'm just saying. Let's talk about them. The Dogon culture, and I got to tell you this one. I'm a YouTuber, so I study all the time. And when they went to Dogon, I saw the podcast about the Dogon. I have to mention about the Dogon. The first time they went there, everybody was barefooted. The feet looked like they'd been walking on the ground, because they do. Okay, so, all right, they showed the dance. They showed how they worship, all the good stuff, gave them all the information. The second go around, the young boy went over there. Applaud him and respect him. But dude, don't have them do their tradition in sneakers. Everybody got sneakers, Nikes, Pumas. So they've been commercialized. That's what I'm saying. The white man went over there. They jumped around, dancing around with sneakers on. I'm like, oh. Again, I'm just observing. These are things that I pay attention to. All right. But okay, let's talk about the Dogon. But they knew things that we just find out. And they knew a long time ago. All right, let's go. Dogon culture, who now resides in the Western Africa, right next to Somalia, okay? African adore to cosmogony. They cosmogony and their mythology, which closely follows Egyptian mystery system. I'm just saying, they tell you that. They say, and remember, it's okay. I ain't complaining. As with the ancient Egyptians, the Dogons revered the star Sirius as the origin of humanity and the role of who? Haru. That's the spirit. They called it Buto, Ra Buto. That's the spirit. You ever seen a snake with wings? That's the concept, okay? Symbolically, watch this. The Savior, that's who's going to save you. The snake with wings. It's a spiritual concept. Sorry. And watch this, the Savior. And he is given the God named Nomo. Their God was Nomo. Christians call him Christ. We call him Haru. Everybody got one. Understand that. What's this? And a detailed description of the cosmogony and the mythology will be found in what they call a book. They call the Pale Fox. That's their story. I know that book too. What's that? Marcel Gruol and Germain, Dieterlin, who studied with the Dogon masters. They went there, hung out with them for a few years, and hang out over 15 years. Okay, now, if studying somebody for 15 years, it gives you to understand who and how they are, but they think so they come back and talk about, for 15 years you study them. How about 50? No, that's too long. We ain't got to do much. See? So they want the quick, easy way. You never understand if you don't take the time. Everything is in, right here, time and space, everything is in time increments. Eternity, don't have that. Immortality, don't have that. Get the concept? Okay. We create time. Time don't exist. It's a concept that we came. I ain't got time for that. I ain't no physicist, but that's what they say. Okay, cool. Moving on. But the Pale Fox, the book you wrote about them. All right. And who studied the Dogons for 15 years. Yeah. Just like the Zulu, the Dogons also acknowledged their what? Ancient origins from northeastern Africa, northeast corner. Egyptians, the Cometians, Ethiopians. Now, the Yoruba people also, reside in West Africa. The Yoruba religion has many similarities with what? The cosmogony, gods, and divisionation system of Egypt. Again, for example, one Yoruba creation story is almost identical to the Egyptian one. We got 3, maybe 5. It's 5, but we got 3 majors, which is what? Described in, you talk about Ptah, the Shabaka stone. I just gave that lesson. Okay. Later, it referred to the Memphite theology. Okay. And it describes the beginning of beings at a watery, marshy place. We call it the Noon. Y'all call it the abyss. This planet is a ball of water. Okay, the liquid planet, the little blue planet, whatever they call it. But yeah, it's liquid. 75% of it is water. The Egyptians invented the boat to navigate this place. Hell of an idea, ain't it? Moving on. But the Supreme Being created the great God whom he directed to what? Create the world. This is their philosophy. As in the judgment of the Egyptian book coming forth that, you got the idea of judgment after death. We put that out there for you. And also held by what? The Yorubas, same philosophy. It is also believed that after death, the spirit or of the person goes in front of God. Sound familiar? In order to give account of his and her life on earth. We call it the Hold of Mayat. Your heart contains all of the information. So we don't need to go, no, just give me the heart. Nah, just give me the heart. We made it real simple. Okay? If your heart is true and light as a feather, you didn't have no hatred, evil, bad stuff doing, you're fine. That can't go to the next life. That ain't happening, okay? Like ID, if you can make the requirements, you can't come in. It's just that simple. When I was coming up, 21 with the legal limit, the law, couldn't drink. I was 20. I'm 21. The rule says 21. So that's what I'm saying. You know how we do it. Yeah. But moving on, but that's what I'm saying. So, but as in Egypt, the Yorubas believe that some will go to live with their relatives in a good place, aka heaven that we know now, and others will end up in the bad place, hell, torment, hello. Thus it is said, all the things that we do when on earth, we will give an account for it in heaven. No, because you ain't getting to heaven if what you did on earth wasn't good. We will state our case at the feet of God. Yeah, but that ain't heaven. No. You in the shrine. You there, but your heart getting judged. And if you don't pass, you ain't going no further. Oh, you get to go see Anubis. He gonna take you to who? Amen. Yeah, conscience and heart she eats for all the unrighteous. If you're righteous, you ain't got to worry about that. If you done sneaky and deceitful things that you figure, nobody see that, God sees that. That's why I rock the eye. He sees everything you do. How could that be? If he up there, no, he's in you. So, quick lesson. Let me wrap this up. I see now getting the clock. All right, we getting down to the Fawn Nation. Now, nobody probably heard of them. I know I didn't until I started studying. And the Fawn Nation, again, from West Africa. Now, the Mali Empire, Mansa Musa, richest man in the world. They got nothing but gold. They got so much gold, he wrecked the gold market for 12 years. He didn't care nothing. Again, a true billionaire, a true rich man shares his riches with the people. Not hoarding it. I got billions of dollars in the bank, in Swiss bank. Yeah, they take a bunch of interest making money off of your money. But the people you bragging about ain't getting a damn dime. Master Musa gave away gold like a dance dispenser, like a go-go dancer stripping off the ones. I got a gun now. Y'all ain't want to do this no more. Y'all ain't got a gun to shoot the money out. Moving on. Just get caught up in some different stuff. If I ain't got no structure, man, I'd be everywhere. That ain't good. So try to stay to the lesson. All right. But my point was, where we at? I lost my damn point too. All right. The foreign nation from West Africa, they was rich in diamonds and gold. Okay. Well, gold mostly. All right. So the idea for them to snake the foreign nation West Africa, they view who? The snake as the creator and sustainer of creation. I love that. And they got a point. I understand. Why they equate the snake with long after that? Why? He sheds the skin to let the spirit shed bodies. If the spirit don't get enlightened, it just sheds, just go get another one. A fresh one. A newborn. See the concept? All right, let's go. If you tell me something, I can walk along with you and understand it. I ain't got to agree with, like, or some other. But if it makes sense, okay, I get it. I got you. Okay, let's go. Now, they had the snake as God. Big twitch. Through its 3,500 coils above the earth and 3,500 coils. Now, 35 or 3.50 is supposed to be the rationale for pi. Yeah, I got that wrong. I just heard that from Neil deGrasse. So every time I see that concept, I can break it down. They got it wrong. That ain't pi. Okay? And below the earth, the snake, we got a snake in Egypt, Apophis. He's the enemy of Ra, which is the sun. When Ra go down to the doo-wop in the underworld, he got to deal with Apophis. Okay? Moving on. That's the snake represents energy. And what? Perpetual motion. Energy without which creation would immediately disintegrate. Everything vibrates. Energy, frequency, and vibration. Snakes represent that to the T. This description recalls what? The primal serpent of ancient Egypt mythology. And in the Indian mythology, they got the Kundalini serpent. Shiva got the snake around his neck. Okay? Most people scared of snakes. He wearing it as an ornament. Okay? And in India. Now, with her coiled up and the serpent that's inside the physical body, the concept is 3.5 times coiled around, waiting to be what? Came out, waking up with what? Good, righteous and good deeds. So they didn't care about your religion. All you got to do to wake the serpent up, live right, do right, and it'll wake up on its own. I had that happen to me because I didn't know what was going on. Man, oh man. That's why I'm going to get to the next lesson, because I had the experience where I wasn't prepared for my awakening. Oh, man. So, yeah, another story. All right, let's get back to this right quick. Oh, Lord, I got to finish this up. Now, coiled up is called the cosmic energy, and it's in everybody. And that's what sustains all life. From their perspective, I get the concept. I understand it. And another fond story tells that a serpent carried God everywhere, where? In his mouth, on his back, in the making of creation. We got a picture, the serpent in the rainbow. When God told Hathor, he's on a cow, but the ancients had a serpent going in the sky, had him on a serpent, snake back, okay, taking him up to heaven. And this is reminiscent, here we go. If it's an Egyptian story, I know it. The Egyptian story of what? The serpent in the sky. This is what I do, okay? I love this. See page 66. Okay, that's over there. All right, but which is occurred, watch this. It occurred in the primeval times, and these stories resemble those of Haru, who travels the land teaching and enlightening people. I just ain't traveling. I'm right here. I got a platform, but I'm doing the same thing. Moving on. This is called the conclusion. This is the wrap up. Now, this is going to be my next lesson. I think I'm going to save it for that because it's got a whole bunch of information that's going to tie into what I call the oneness lesson. So right now, I took enough of your time. I had fun getting that lesson out. I'm going to wrap up this one. Right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. So I never know that my right thinkers have passed away. Knowing mythologies and philosophies of all the other African civilizations along the way. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I'll be right back.